Shut up and sit down.
Hi guys, Aod Athlete weekly rundown video here for the 28th of December. Hope everyone had a really good New Year's. As always, we're just going to go quickly through the week and talk about a few of the pieces, okay? So nice and simple, all of these pieces are just going to be a progression from last week as we're going through that transmutation phase. Some of them are going to be a little bit different, especially some of those conditioning pieces slightly changed in there. So we're starting on our Monday with our snatch power endurance, same as last week with those increasing weights of those descending reps for our 2 sets going through, okay? 6, 1 minute rest, 4, 1 minute rest, AMRAP, rest 1 minute, AMRAP, okay? So that top end number on the AMRAP percentage should be the same as last week, so we should be aiming to try and get more reps there, while the rest of the work's a little bit heavier, okay? So just building some consistency and some confidence at those heavier weights now, while still trying to cycle that barbell fairly quickly. Back squat strength endurance, real simple there. Just every 90 seconds times 8, 2 reps should be getting a little bit challenging. And then the extensive glycolytic conditioning, always a mouthful saying that. 3 rounds of our push press, our handstand walk, and our double lunge. So a lot for shoulder fatigue going into that piece. Okay, we want to try and remain as consistent as we can through those rounds. On to Tuesday, we've got our pull-in gymnastics. Again, a progression for our strength. Strict strength to begin with, so with our AMRAP of strict ring muscle ups. From last week we had our sets of 1 to 3 reps. Now we're trying to progress onto just doing as many reps as we can in one set with a short amount of rest in between, and then going into an EMOM of our strict chest bar pull-ups. As always, drop down the number of reps we need to achieve on those chest bar if we're struggling with the strict, and even for those AMRAP we can just go 1 or 2 reps, or again make it a slightly easier movement, okay? Strict chest to ring pull-ups, nice and simple. Mixed gymnastics conditioning, toes bar, handstand push-up pistols, so we can have a little bit more exposure to that pistol volume now, as it could potentially come up in the open, so it's good to start getting used to that movement, and we'll gradually keep increasing this volume week on week. And then our aerobic glycolytic conditioning piece, our 20-minute EMOM of our 12 to 20 calorie row or our bike. Okay, so we want to stick to the same number of calories as we did last week, but obviously slightly longer with an increased number of rounds this week. Wednesday, we're going to do also our clean power endurance. So again, slightly changed around week, obviously because of New Year's, and going to have New Year's days. We've got 2 rest days there. Some of you guys might be, not partying, but having a little bit of fun. So that clean power endurance, nice and simple. We're just going to do 10-minute EMOM 2 squat cleans at 80%. Okay, so this is going to be slightly challenging. Doesn't need to be touch and go. Do 1 rep, have a little rest, go into that seconds. Into our shoulders overhead strength endurance, slightly different from last week, because we're practicing just holding onto that barbell, maybe cycling those push jerks if we can, even cycling the split jerks if you feel comfortable. More just getting used to moving those heavier barbells, multiple reps. Into our intensive glycolytic conditioning pieces, 5 rounds, 60 seconds on, 30 seconds off, alternating between a deadlift at 110 or 80 and calorie row. Okay, so we want to get used to being able to touch and go that deadlift bar for a lot of reps, while also working slightly bigger intervals here. Then we've got those 2 rest days. Saturday, we're going to continue our progression with our movement capacity work. So we've got every 2 minutes now times 5 sets, 4 to 7 bar muscle ups, 10 power snatches, and then calorie row. You're going to perform the same number of reps you did last week, with a slightly changed EMOM format now. Second piece, exactly the same, movement capacity 2 every 5 minutes times 5 sets. It's not meant to say that, it's meant to say every 2 minutes times 5 sets. 12 to 18 chest to bar, 10 thrusters, 14/10 calorie ski. So again, pick the same number of reps as we managed the previous weeks. Okay, so we're not trying to make this way harder yet. We're just trying to move continuously through this and earn the rest at the end. Instead of going through the chest to bar and the thrusters, having a rest, doing the ski, having a rest, you're going to go straight through the whole thing, earn yourself a little bit more rest, but a little bit more interference in there. Okay, so that is every 2 minutes times 5. And then some conditioning to finish off with some wall balls. Going into Sunday, new year, going to have a little bit of a test of an old AOD benchmark workout. Okay, it's AX, 3 rounds per time, 32 double unders, 16 power snatch, 8 ring muscle ups, 3 rounds through that into 200-foot handstand walk. Okay, this is going to be tough to finish. If we need to scale it, guys, just drop down the number of ring muscle ups or drop the weight on the power snatch. That's going to be the biggest pieces to make up time on this workout and make it doable. Okay, the 12-minute time gap is quite aggressive, especially if we get to that 200-foot handstand walk late. Shoulders are going to be blown up as it is as we go through the rest of it. So Don't feel like we have to go out with massive unbroken chunks. Break it up nice and steady, break it up nice and small, try and be short rests and going through. The same with the first piece, okay? 32 double unders should be unbroken every round, that shouldn't really touch you at all. 16 power snatch, don't try and go touch and go from the start, just break it up sensibly, maybe an 8 and 8, maybe a 10 and a 6. And then with the ring muscle ups, if 8 is going to be achievable for you for 3 rounds unbroken, go unbroken. If you're going to blow up once you get into that second round or into that third round, start breaking into 3s and 2s, then from the off, break it up, maybe with a 5 and a 3 instead of straight into 4 and a 4, okay? Have fun with this one, guys, it's going to get tough. As always, we're going to release our separate video talking about our performance piece slightly. Then our press and gymnastics, strict handstand push-ups and double unders, same again, strict ring dips and calorie ski, okay? We're going to try and increase the number of reps now on our gymnastics movement, so increase the number of strict handstand push-ups, increase the number of strict ring dips, and finishing with a little bit of midline accessory work, okay? Nice and simple, guys. We're getting well and truly into our transmutation phase for the open, so training is going to be getting tough, but hopefully everyone's progressing really nicely. See you all in next week's video.